Oxagon, Pentagon, title gone. Ó ti lọ. It has gone. Title is done. Aston fans. Newsflash, public service announcement to all Arsenal hopefuls. The most optimistic ones, the realistic ones, the ones that still have hope that you win Champions League. Public service announcement. The Premier League title race died on Saturday, February 22nd, 2025. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Weekend Match Reactions on the Goal Line Conversation channel. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. We have different types of content coming out this year. So please like, subscribe, and share. Share with anybody that you feel needs to hear this, needs to laugh, needs to pick me up, or just wants to you somebody you just want to have banter with back and forth. So please share. We are on Instagram, we are on TikTok, we're on YouTube. It's essential on YouTube. Please like, click the notification button to be informed about new episodes so that way you are up to date on all the latest episodes that we're bringing out here on the Goal Line Conversation TV. Thank you for joining today. Today, we're going to talk about the weekend match reactions, mostly focused around the Premier League, because that's honestly that's where all the actions are happening. I joke, but that's mostly what we focus on. Is mostly the Premier League weekend results. We'll highlight certain matches and talk about performances of the teams, and just talk about whether or not talk about the winners and losers from the weekend. And so please sit tight, relax as you're watching this. Comment, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you agree, if you disagree. This is the match of football. The game of football is very beautiful because there's diverse opinion. And here on the Goal Line Conversation podcast or Goal Line Conversation TV, we welcome all different opinions. We want to make sure every fan's voice is being heard. So please like, comment, whether you agree or disagree. Let me know what your points are. In future episodes, I might actually start looking through the comments to highlight some of the comments that I feel like are worthy enough for us to talk about and have conversations about. So please sit tight and enjoy this. On today, the first match that we'll be talking about today is Man City versus Liverpool. And honestly speaking, I is it fair to say that when I saw the lineup from Man City, I already knew how this game was gonna go. This was gonna be it could only go one way, and that was Liverpool outrightly just dominating Man City. Man City has been they've been a shadow of themselves, and it's no secret. Everybody knows this. And in the midweek, they got humbled by and they were trashed by Madrid and kicked out. They weren't even, sometimes they say, oh, they went out of the competition. This one they kicked them out of the competition comprehensively. So this was not a this City team that we're looking at. It's not a team that is it's not a team that has been up and down. They've dropped and they deserve it. It's not like everybody saw this coming, but we just didn't expect it to be this bad of a drop in the City that we saw last season or the season before. It's a big contrast. Going back to the match, Liverpool absolutely dominated that match. For those of you who did not watch it, don't worry. You did not miss anything. It was just a Liverpool show. Liverpool, I don't even think Man City had a snuff. Probably they had like Foden had a shot on target and some other people probably had a crack. But a lot of them were just mopped up by the Liverpool defense, Van Dijk and Konate, who have been excellent all weekend. Liverpool just outclassed, man managed. You know what they say sometimes people are game managed. They managed that game. By the time they were 2-0 up, they took pity on City. Like Liverpool took pity on City. It was like if this was a club team, and that's one of the difference in when Liverpool when people have to appreciate who Arne Slot is as a manager. If this was a Jurgen Klopp team, this Liverpool team will have full guns blazing. It will have probably been like a 4 or 5-0. But one of the things that Arne Slot has been able to do as a manager of Liverpool Football Club since coming in is just knowing when to manage the game, knowing when to take his foot off the pedal, manage possession, kick it about a little bit. Even sometimes just don't do too much. Don't overcomplicate it. No all this tiki taka nonsense. Sometimes pass it to Van Dijk, from Van Dijk to Salah. Like I love how simple Arne Slot has made it. It's simple and looks straightforward, but at the same time, he can give you different varieties of how he can take apart a team. And honestly speaking, if I'm being honest, Liverpool didn't have to get out of second gear in this match. They didn't have to get out of second gear. They were coasting. By the time, like I said, by the time they were 2-0 up, they were just like, let's just have fun, guys. And then Salah was like, it's not fair. I don't want to be doing this team like this. We've played against a very mighty City. It's not fair. So Liverpool absolutely deserved the victory. And with this being said, I think it's fair, and most people would be able to conclude with this very few points of Liverpool. It is said that it is expected, and at this point, that they're going to be the champions of the Premier League. They are champions elect at this point. I know people are talking about, yeah, 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 you have 11 more games, and seven of those 11 games are at home. I don't see this Liverpool team dropping form. I don't see them changing who they are. They have been consistent, and that's one of the beautiful things about football. As a football team, is what you need is consistency. You need a pattern of play. You need a coach to recognize when to change things up, and you need somebody who's able to remain consistent and true to who they are. Don't change. Don't change. And when you see it's not working, don't be afraid to change it. And that's one of the things that Arne Slot has done beautifully well. There are games where this whole approach of ping it to from Virgil to Salah is not working, and then you see some a good play in the midfield with Gravenberch, with Saboshly, and it's just they have different ways of just hurting you, and sometimes you have Trent doing his own thing with the free kicks and crossing and switching. He just This Liverpool team deserve what they are getting, and nothing, no shadow should be cast upon what they have achieved this season and what they are going to achieve. At this point, I crown them as champions. I don't know if you crown them as champions. Maybe if you're a rival, if you're a Man United fan, you are still hoping for a downfall. But I tell you that if you're a gambling man, I wouldn't bet your money on it. I hope you don't gamble or waste money away. But this league, in my own opinion, is categorically done. Season done. Champions elect Liverpool. Anybody that they play in the last four, um, maybe they will get the guard of honor in Emirates, at the Emirates Stadium, at the Arsenal Stadium. Who knows? But at this stage, Liverpool just they were fantastic, and they've been fantastic all week, all season. They've only lost one game to Nottingham Forest. Imagine that just shows a team that is consistent. And there are games that you know that you're like, wow, they actually deserve to lose or draw, but they find some way. They find ways to win it. And they're doing this without the out and out number nine, but they have somebody who I'm going to focus on next, who is just a serial clinical finisher. And that is Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah, at this point, and I'm tired of the disrespect that has been put upon his name. because I feel like when they're talking about Ballon d'Or top 10 or top 15, sometimes his name is not there. Then I'm seeing people like Foden. What has Foden done? What has Foden done to be in that category? He won a team where he won in a treble in a place where he wasn't like he's not like the main guy. So the disrespect on Salah's name needs to stop. I think this year, going into the Ballon d'Or ceremony, if his name is not in the top 10, just end it all. Just cancel the ceremony. There's no point having it at this point. Because if Rodri can win it ahead of Vinny, I'm still Team Vinny. If Rodri can win ahead of Vinny, ahead of Bellingham, ahead of Mbappe, like Salah should his name should be number one on that Ballon d'Or list. This guy has been incredible. I was just looking up Salah's stats, and I was looking at since he has come into the league since 2018. Salah's worst goal contribution, not goal scored. I'm talking about goal scored in a given Premier League competition. His worst period or his lowest goal scoring is when he was last season 2023-2024, where he scored 18 goals. Other than that, it's been 19, 2 19s, 20 2 22s, 32s. He's just, and at this rate, people have to understand how dominant this guy is. He's leading in both goal scoring and assist as a Premier League player this season. He's outscoring the goal machine, the AI robots. AI don't they break, oh. They don't hack, oh, AI, oh. The robot has been hacked, oh. He's outscoring actual number nines. People that are their sole focus is to finish. Even though is a they call him a wide forward, but people whose day-to-day daily bread is just finish. You're not running from the wing. You are staying in the middle, and all you do is receive the ball and finish. He's outscoring them. And he finds Mosala is not difficult. He's a very, very simple player. He's not elastical kind of person. He's not rainbow flicks. He's I'm gonna outpace you. I'm gonna muscle you out of the way. I'm gonna show you where I want to use to play it. But you can't. You It's telling your keeper you have no chance of stopping this ball. You can see it. You can set your foot down. You can position your body well, but you are not touching this ball because it's going top bins. That's how classy Musala is. That's how incredible he is. And he's been this season. I sometimes I throw a small shade on him that he start party, but sometimes when he pulls out the just ridiculous goals, you just shut up. That hate, just you keep it inside yourself. Because when somebody is good, he's good. Mo Salah has been outstanding this season. And like I said, if he's not in that Ballon d'Or top three, top four, at this point, I think he's number one. Mbappe is also doing his thing. Well, I think he's number one. I don't see anybody who's contributing or making an impact as much as Mo Salah is this season. Right now, he's the most lethal forward in the world. So I've just said my piece about that. Liverpool, big ups to Liverpool. They're killing it. Y'all do your thing, man. Y'all keep doing your thing, and we'll see what happens at the end. Maybe maybe now that you feel like you have a good hold on the Premier League, maybe you're gonna try and capture some more. Maybe a treble coming your way. I don't know. Liverpool fans, let me know how you feel. Liverpool fans, let me know how you feel about the season in general, and how you've been able to just maintain and dominate in all different competitions that you're in. So shout out to Liverpool for what they're doing, and shout out to Mo Salah because I think he deserves everything that he's getting. The next thing I want to talk about is our very own. The next game I want to talk about is Aston Villa versus Chelsea. You see, as I put my hand like this, as a Chelsea fan, I'm tired. Let me just be honest. Otis sue me. I'm tired. Aston Villa 2, Chelsea 1. When they scored that goal, And I think I'm getting to the point where whenever Chelsea scores a goal, I will not celebrate anymore. And I will wait till 70th minute or 85th minute before I determine whether or not this team is serious or not. I don't blame at this point. I'm not mad anymore. I've the part of being mad. I've removed it now. I'm tired. There'll be a podcast episode that will be posted shortly after this weekend match reaction, where you see my therapy session with Jared. But at this point, I'm not mad anymore. I'm not I'm not angry anymore. I think the problem with Chelsea is it starts from the top, which is the owners, and it's if an owner is ambitious enough and knows what he wants, it would cascade down to how they set up the team, how the managers utilize the talent that is being given. Everybody's there. There's blame to go around in the Chelsea team. When I watched that game for the first time, Maresca stopped being stubborn and actually changed it up. He just didn't just give you the same old vanilla 4-2-3-1. I'll slap on Kuku up top, and I will put Kopama in the middle. He actually changed it up. So kudos, I'll give shout out and kudos to Maresca for changing it up. He tried something different. He's the team is going through injury crisis. Yeah, injury crisis at the moment because we Chaloba went out very early in during the game, the Aston Villa game. He went down injured and had to get substituted. We also have crucial players like Lavia, who was supposed to be instrumental for us in the midfield. At this point, let's just send that boy on loan because he's giving me some Rhys James vibe, and you can only have one Rhys James in a team. I'm just saying, only one Rhys James is allowed in a team. We cannot have three people that are the Rhys James caliber. Please pack that lock somewhere. So if you are going to go back to loan on Southampton, because when you're in Southampton, you are not carrying injury like this. So I don't know who you offend. So there are injuries to Lavia before I went on a tangent. There's injuries to Madweke. Not that he was killing it or setting the league alight before he went, but he's an option. And s- I can't even believe I'm saying this. I miss Jackson up front. My God, I can't. I said that. I said it out loud. I miss Jackson up front. Let's not lie. I miss Jackson up front because Nkuku is on vacation. Nkuku has been on vacation since I don't know when. Since the season started, since he knew that Kopama is going to take his role and he's not going to fight for it or do anything about it. Obviously, he knows that Maresca is stubborn and he's not going to change his ways. But that doesn't mean that you, as a footballer, you can't reinvent yourself. You cannot be stuck in one way and say that, oh, if I don't play middle, if I don't play number 10, I cannot be useful or performant in the team. Nkunku has been horrible this season. Horrible. I'm at the point where I would rather play Tyreek George instead of Nkunku at this point. Because one thing that it showed me, and this is somebody I'm going to shout out to, is shout out to Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto was played as a false nine in this game, and Pedro Neto gave everything. I was critical of him. I still need more from him. But Pedro Neto gave everything in this game. He was running as a first nine. He was in everywhere. He was running wide, right, left. It didn't matter where you needed him to be. He was there. He was running. He was giving it all. Pedro Neto played a better role as a striker or first nine than Nkuku has ever been since they slaughtered him in there. At this point, if I see Nkuku coming off the bench, we're going to have problems, Maresca, because I know you are paying him a lot of money. I know you have salary, but if he's not going to be useful or contribute anything, just go and post your Instagram picture. Go and post your, because you always post Instagram picture before the game. You do a pre-match Instagram telling us, oh, he's playing in Everton or he's playing in this thing. You put that on Instagram but you zero performance. I am so frustrated at Nkuku right now. Like I don't even want to see him on the pitch. That's how bad and how frustrated I am with him. And Sancho, since Tottenham, I've not seen your brake light anymore. Now I'm wishing that this loan that we give with Man U is not option to is not an obligation to buy. I wish it's option to buy because if we are given the option right now, I don't want you back. That's the truth. I don't believe I can say I'm saying this, but I honestly don't want you back. But if it's obligation to buy, I don't mind. 25 million for a squad player, you be a squad player, and if you want, you go to loan in Turkey, we'll loan you 3 times to Turkey, we'll make back our money in loan fees. But if you don't want to be serious with your life, Sancho, and you don't want to ever step up, it's up to you. Has been player, you were once good in Dortmund. You showed the trinklets or little stardust of who you're supposed to be. But if you really don't want to step up, this is the period where you step up. And one person I'm not going to shy away from blame for in this match is Kopama. Kopama was he was getting on my nerves, guys. Kopama, that boy was testing me, but Kopama has been carrying this team for games on games now. If he's having his poor run of form, I pray that he gets his confidence back and he begins to kill it. I know everybody wants to get on him, and Kopama is in the freezer. His code is been defrosted. Yeah. People go through a bad run of games, and I'm going to allow that. I just My criticism about him for this game is he was selfish. Every time wanted to take the glory shot. Sometimes just pass the ball, guy. Like if you know it's not going for you, you don't force everything. Sometimes you give it, you get an assist. From there, you start when the team is elevated, when team is in better control, you actually probably because the other team, Aston Villa will be pressuring and be throwing, making risk. They maybe you probably actually get a goal that will help boost your confidence. But if you're trying to just force your way out of this rut, if you are not using the team around you, do better. That's all I'm gonna say. Kopama, do better. Obviously, there's no other option because he said that you on Kuku. I don't know why they sold Felix. I don't know whose brilliant idea was that, which is goes back to what I'm saying. When the leadership, when the technical directors, when some people are acting as if there's sound dust in their head and they only have they only have what do you call it? They only have foam in their head and they don't have a brain. That's what happens. I'm at the point where it's sad to say this, but Chelsea right now is a proper mid-table team. We're a top six, top seven, top eight team. We're not. This team is not built to contend for anything. We are not contending for. We can't even we can't even contend for Europa. I don't want to say we can't contend for Conference League because if we get kicked out of the Conference League, Maresca should just pack his bag from Uzbekistan or wherever we are playing that conference. You don't pack your bag and go home. But going back to this match, this was a very open game, to be honest. Aston Villa they didn't set the world alight, and Chelsea, because of the new form, maybe because of the new formation, they were so open. It's so easy to cut through us. The midfield, oh god, the midfield was not midfielding. But shout out to Enzo Fernandez. If Nkuku will not step up into the forward that is playing and will be sitting at the back, Enzo Fernandez stepped in, scored the first goal. A very beautiful assist from Pedro Neto. But outside of that, it's just the same old story back, the same old Chelsea story. Lack of finishing, we can't take our chances, and people are just lack of concentration, even defensively. Colwill, Levi Colwill, just once we start having experience at this point, I don't want Levi Colwill to start anymore. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. Levi Colwill just sit on the bench. Levi Colwill has been horrible this season. This like just horrible. He cannot mark somebody who's physical. He gets out physical every time he plays against anybody who wants to put the body on him. His passes have been horrible this season. His level of concentration horrible this season. I'm looking at this guy that they were touting as if he's supposed to be the next John Terry. If I knew that this is the rubbish that you want to play, we would have sold you to Brighton. Like I said, I'm not mad. I've accepted this team as who they are because, like I said, if the leadership
if you had a semi common sense worthy ownership and they understood what was at stake this season, they will have at least, at the very least, gotten a striker, a finisher. Because every even with like I'm saying that I miss Jackson, it's not as if he will finish the chances, but at least it's another threat that they worry about. Why other people can put in a shift. But if you had a sensible ownership, they will have at least gotten cover for us in the midfield, gotten an actual finisher, whether on loan or you buy him outright. Get somebody in there that will assist Jackson and not only leave Maresca with a 19-year-old Gui who is now injured. So the lack of preparation, and you're probably going to hear this a lot about the lot of the teams that I'm talking about. The lack of preparation, the lack of being the just being reactive, being a reactive club and not being proactive enough, not being visionary enough, not setting the right expectation. Because it is lack of the right expectation is where you have a manager that will open his 32 teeth and utter the words. They did not set top four as a target for me. Oh. They just say I should come in and I should just come and vibe and chill with the team. And then next season, I will actually my objective will be to finish in the top four and make Champions League. And then in 2 years, we'll be competing for league. What coach comes out and says that, even if they said that to you in private, is it not common sense for you to say there are some things? Hmm, ah, there's some things that you don't even you even galvanize your team. So don't let me say the wrong thing. You will galvanize your team to say, look, okay, we are over, we are we are we're I see. I'm even God. We are overachieving. We have gone above expectations. Now, let's maintain the course and then finish the season strong. But the moment you keep telling and you keep reiterating it and it keeps coming out from the media, when you say we are not in the title race, that we're not equipped, we heard though. Even Chelsea fans, we knew. So that way we did not even argue. Everybody was asking, we're not in the title race, we're not in the title race. But you cannot tell me that this team is not capable of finishing top four. It's unacceptable. It is absolutely unacceptable because there are teams, Bournemouth, Brighton, Nottingham Forest, that did not spend as half as much as we spent, and they are comfortable. They are either close to it or they are comfortably in that top four competition, top four race right now. So when now I lately his tune has changed. Oh, we are going to try and finish in Champions League. You should have said that from the get go, even if they did not set it for you as a target. Is it not for you to say, if I finish top four, and they say that it's next season and we should finish top four, does that not mean that I am now in the grace of this ownership? And therefore, if I make a request or I ask for player XYZ, they'll be like, because you went far and above expectation this season that you are not supposed to finish top four, therefore I might even give you more. Is it not? Just let common sense be common now, Maresca. Don't act like a dunce here now. Don't piss me off. I'm not pissed off. Calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down. As you can tell, I'm a passionate Chelsea fan, so I'm going to let you know how I feel. Going back to the game was very open. Once Aston Villa scored that equalizer, I knew the game was gone. I knew the game was gone. There was no this team don't have the steel. Chelsea don't have the steel enough to ride out a game, to be greedy, and to just I'm trying to look for the word. To S bag a just or just snatch and grab. They don't have that. They don't have that. I don't see anybody in that team that has that kind of personality. So it is what it is. Chelsea are a proper meetable team. We give glory to God. We keep it moving. Moving on. The next people I have on my list is our very own fellow. We're not mud brothers. We're not the same team. Six or seven and 15. We are different class. The team I want to talk about is Man United. Everton versus Man United. Oh God. When I was watching this was a very, very interesting game. When I was watching it, hey, I was ready to text. I was ready to text some of my Man U friends. But the Holy Spirit said, calm down. Oh. You have not played your game yet. Oh. You know that time, you know that's one thing about Premier League during the weekend. When your team has not played yet and you are seeing your rivals or your not rivals, your opposing team that are just doing bad, and you have friends that are like you just want to just send some memes to, some Instagram memes to, some Twitter messages, but you're like, hold on. I've not played yet. Let me not entrap myself. Let me not go and tell you see. That means let me not go and put my head where I'm not supposed to enter. So this was the case with Everton versus Man United. First half, I don't know if that was a Man U team or a team that were that a team of bricklayers, because Everton Everton absolutely dominated that first half. For those of you who did not watch the game, I watched the game. I was going from minute 0 to 90. Everton absolutely dominated that match. And I'm just going to say it here. Man United, you caught life. Amorim, you caught life because wallahi, oh God, let me. If that game had finished 3-0 or 3-1, your job will be doing like this. I know people are saying they will not sack you, but do mistake and be battling with wolves. Do mistake and enter where Ipswich is helping. You'll be surprised. First class tickets, one-way ticket back to Portugal will be waiting for you. But luckily for him, second half, Man United, after a 2-0, after a beautiful goal by Beto, and then a follow-up by Decore, and let me even touch upon that goal. Man United fans, let me know who's at fault more for that goal. Is it Onana for not being able to parry away the shot into a non-dangerous position, or Maguire for his lack of concentration, for letting a defender a midfielder dunk on him? It's not like he and Dokore, they're probably the same height. Dokore just, if there was a slam dunk competition, which happened was it last weekend, that would have been just, that's what you call a posterizer. He got posted. It was this man, they just top to bottom. There's problem. Just it, Man United problem. I feel like Man U and Chelsea fans, we have very, very similar problems, but we are in different part of the table. That's the problem. We are in different similar problems, very, very similar problems. There's only very slight things that are going right for us, but we are in different part of the table. Because Man United is also a team that is also being ridden with injuries. They have lost Martinez, they love Ahmad, they love Mino. Um, I think who else have they lost in the midfield? I think Mason Mount. That one's been injured. I don't know who that guy offended. Mason Mount, just go and beg all the native Chelsea fans in that London. Somebody has swear for you, because I don't understand how you can be injured from beginning of the season to the end. I don't even think I've seen Mason Mount step on the pitch before. He probably stepped in on one game, or I've seen only one game that he played. I think it's against City. That's the only game I've seen him play. Other than that, just injured. So yeah. Going back to the game, Man United. After that goal from Decore, I was like, second half is gonna be a long one for Man United. But luckily for them, Bruno scored a beautiful free kick. Bruno also was terrible in that game. He just Bruno just know how to how to embed himself into Man United fans, because every time there's an adage that says when you beat the child with you cannot throw away the baby with the dirty water. That is the case of Bruno Fernandes. He's the dirty baby, and every time he say he put inside water, he just be doing rubbish. But sometimes you are like, I just this baby, if not because that you are my child, I will dash you. Go go into the wilderness. That's the case with Bruno Fernandez. He has that special moment of his that he can bring out a moment of brilliance, bring out a goal from nowhere. I think that's why a lot of times a lot of Man U fans are so conflicted over him is in regards to whether or not you keep him or you sell him. Because when you think about his contribution and his goals, you forgive his petulant behavior, his inability to be able to galvanize the team, his very wayward passes, his body movement in during the game. You forgive that because if not because of that free kick, I can tell you categorically, I don't think Man United had a sniff back into that game. So shout out to him. Then came who even scored for you guys second goal? Oh, Ugarte. Ugarte with a beautiful finish. Beautiful volley finish. That one too. Jury still out on Ugarte, but we'll see what's happening with him. But Ugarte, beautiful finish. 2-2. Man United fans, I have another question for you. That penalty on the penalty decision on Ashley Young. Penalty or no penalty? Let me know. Don't lie, you. Penalty or no penalty? I honestly think it's a penalty. But why? What made the referee and VAR reverse that call is because of Ashley Young's foolishness. He wanted to sell the penalty, and his over exaggeration of his flailing of his legs was what made the VAR said this guy is pretending. But if you look at other angles of that penalty, Delete grabbed him. Delete was flat-footed. Maguire didn't even know where he was going. He just Maguire was just Maguire is like a he's like a he's like a train going in a one-way direction. He don't even know where he was going. He just rumbled into the mess that was going on. Honestly, I think sincerely, I think it was a penalty, but Ashley Young's theatrical diving and flopping is, I think, what made him disqualified from what made people change or VAR change their mind. And rightfully put, to be honest, if it's a penalty, guy, don't do too much. If you are overselling it, that's where they used to catch you. Or Ashejuloba, how did they even say it? My Yoruba people, let me complete it. It too do too much. If you just fell down, like they pull you and you fell down, it would have been a stone cold penalty because the ref saw. I'm pretty sure the ref saw the pull, but he now had to ask himself: the way you dive versus the way they pull you, the mat is not matching. So therefore, it is what it is. Man United got a draw, and yeah, they caught life. That's what you caught life, life wire direct. Man United fans, let me tell you something. The journey does not it does not get better from here. I guarantee you that. It does not get better from here because you are still going to play the likes of you still have to don't you have to play you still have to play the likes of Arsenal because I think an Arsenal game is going to play the likes of Nottingham Forest soon. It's gonna be this suffering is not going to end anytime soon. And I keep saying it. But one thing I think you can do better because one person that was stunk that game for you guys is Hoyland. Hoyland is doing nothing up top. At least Zugzi is providing ball. I can see him passing. I see his vision. Zugzi needs to be more selfish to shoot, but the term is a 9.5. So what do I know? The 9.5, the nine that at least if you are 9.5, show that you at least you are half of the nine because all you do you beautiful passes from him, able to create spaces and create opportunities, but he's just not. He's not clinical. He cannot finish. He cannot. So let me tell you something. What I was saying, getting back to my point, is Man United fans. If you want to have anything that can go better for you, that Chidobe that you brought on, I think bringing him on began to have make defenders think differently because bring that boy in, let him start a game. Let Oilon sit on the bench. I don't see what Oiland is doing in a game to contribute to whether the success or the downfall of this. I feel like he's more of a negative than a positive whenever he plays, because sometimes he's not making the runs. I hear that some, and I hear the criticism of, the people don't pass him the ball, but as a striker, you don't have any choice than to make runs. That is your number one target. Sometimes you make hopeless runs. Go and ask all the number nines that are doing well. They make 5 runs and only 2 passes get to them. But what they do is when those 2 passes get to them, they make the best of those two, and it's like nothing really happened. So the truth about it, I think Oiler needs to sit on the bench. I think Chirobi should make more of an appearance, and I think Man United might actually see a spark, because when you see a teenager doing things out there, making opportunities, and scoring goals, you will at least galvanize some of the old folks in there and say, let this boy not be outshining us. Let us actually do something. Dogu is actually a very, very good addition to the team. I think they need to make him more of an outlet, and he should spend less time in the Man United defensive position. That's my own take. But those are the only things that I think will get Man United out of the current rut that they are in. And obviously, Ruben Amorim should think about making tactical changes to his team very quickly, especially when he starts seeing that things are not working. Don't be afraid to make it. If you're making changes too late, you can be 3-0 down, I'm telling you, and you can be sat down. Don't be surprised. Next thing I want to talk about is Arsenal. Arsenal versus West Ham. Arsenal, Arsenal, Arsenal. Oxagon, Pentagon, title, gone. What's it law? It has gone. Title is done. Arsenal fans. Newsflash, public service announcement to all Arsenal hopefuls. The most optimistic ones, the realistic ones, the ones that still have hope that you win Champions League. Public service announcement. The Premier League title race died on Saturday, February 22nd, 2025. At what? Was it not? You played your game at 12, 10 a.m. Eastern time, finish around like 11:30, 12. Around that time, title died, finish. Title race done. So, Arsenal fans, what's going on? Are you people not playing corner anymore? I mean, they're banned corner. Oh, Stoke FC is not working again. Eh. What about Merino up top? That one did not work. It worked last time now. It did not work again. Ah, Kilamawa Shensin. What will you do? What will you do? Oh, I know what's going to happen. If they show your set piece coach few more times during the games, maybe you get your phone back. I believe in you guys, Arsenal fans. I believe in you guys. Arsenal fans, honestly speaking, your team is also suffering from a lack of ambition. And I don't know I don't know where this is coming from, whether your manager thinks that you already have a good team, whether it's the owners, but there's lack of ambition somewhere. Because for you not to come out of January transfer with a striker, forget even striker, a forward, it doesn't matter whether left, since you know Saka was injured, for you to come out of January transfer with no actual targets, with no actual player coming in, that is where the title was done. And I knew that very quickly. And then Havertz getting injured. How did he get injured in Dubai? Somebody explain to me. You are in warm weather. Everything is good. They are giving you massage. You are playing 1 or 2 sessions in a day. How do you get injured in Dubai? Somebody explain to me. Say, did he go to Alaska or what? I don't understand. But that's for Arsenal physio team and their people to figure out. But Arsenal lost to West Ham at the Emirates Stadium. I believe they said this was their first loss this year, or first loss in, I don't know, 20 something games or so. Is it 15 games at the Emirates Stadium? Very, very sad to be honest. It was just a poor game from Arsenal. They lacked creativity. And I watch a lot of the Arsenal fans reviews and this thing, and I think one thing that was was just a recurring statement is a lot of key players were hiding, and I absolutely agree. It's a lot of key players were hiding in that match. Nobody wanted to step up. Odegaard just they cut. He can't press. Did somebody check Odegaard's pad and they said that the circle button is not there? Be box button, shoot button is not in Odegaard's pad because all he just do is cut. Baba shoot ball. You are playing against a team that is low block. They are not going to give you space to pass. Somebody try it from outside. Oh God. When I knew that this match was done, not only when West Ham scored a goal, which I don't know what Calafiori was doing, watching Wan-Bissaka, not the most offensive person, just run at you and cross. Even if you stepped up to Wan-Bissaka is not a skillful player. He's not going to dribble you. He's not going to outpace you. But the fact that you just let him cross that ball and Gabriel ducking, how you the fear ball? Why you ducking from the ball? I don't understand. You see the ball coming. You are a defender. Your number one job is to think about how do I eliminate the danger before it gets behind me. But no, you said, eh? God forbid. Not my portion. It's not me. I dodger, jump and pass. That's what you did. Well, he went past now. He passed and he entered the net. So going back to what I was saying, where I knew that the game was done, not only when Bowen scored, it was when there was a free kick at the edge of the box, box 18, in of the West Ham players, and Sterling was your free kick taker. Sterling that just came in how many minutes ago? His body is not even warm yet. He has not even taken any shot. You are allowing him to take a free kick. What is Martin Odegaard doing? That's my question. Oh. What is Martin Odegaard doing as a captain, not stepping up to take that free kick? I don't care if you balloon the ball over the net. There's a statement when you are, and it's not as if he does not know how to take free kick. He has taken free kick before, and they are not bad. But when Martin Odegaard, as a captain, you are like, you are surrendering to somebody who has not scored a goal, who's been poor. They even gave him penalty. They gave Sterling penalty against not Girona or something that he missed the penalty. That same person is the person you want him to take your free kick because now his fortune will change miraculously. Now, for me, a lot of key players, Martin Odegaard has to be called out, hiding. Who else was hiding? Calafiore hiding, didn't step up. Gabriel hiding by ducking the ball. A lot of key players hiding. And lack of ambition, honestly, is really what killed. Lack of ambition from your board or your technical directors. I don't even know. You don't have any. So maybe Ateta. Lack of ambition, to be honest. Because if you actually wanted to push and challenge Liverpool as the title contenders all the way, you needed to get a striker. You needed to get somebody forward, somebody who could score goal. So I can tell you, Arsenal fans, that title is over. Um, Ateta's overtinkering also cost you this season because I felt like Arsenal playing this season versus Arsenal playing last season are absolutely two different types of Arsenal styles. And I can tell you categorically speaking, even though you lost the Premier League to by a couple of points, I can tell you categorically speaking, if you had continued from where you left off and your playing style from last season and now do come to this Stoke FC, Corner FC, defending and not playing with the freedom that you were playing last season, I think you are probably still in the race in the Champions League. If Ateta didn't overthink it, it's probably in the race in the Premier League. But Arsenal fans, fear not. Champions League is still there now. Hope still there. Hope is still there. Where there is a will, there's a way. It's only PSV that you people have now. PSV, you beat PSV, you beat is it not Madrid that you get? Beat Madrid, you're in the final. What do you think? It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I laugh in Chinese. Anyway, the last thing I want to talk about with the few minutes that I have left is I want to talk about the Premier League generally speaking. And I know we just talked about Liverpool being just out and out um, leaders and the most consistent team. I want to talk about how I feel like not I'm not doing this to take anything from Liverpool. It's just there's not been anybody that has been willing to push Liverpool all the way. And I was thinking about this and I was thinking about why is it that we are in February and we're talking about title race is done. Like let nobody get it twisted. Liverpool were outstanding this season, but they were not. This is not the Liverpool that was chasing Man City that had 90 something points, 98 points, or almost 100 points. This is not the same. This is not the same Liverpool team. Liverpool have shown many times that they are still a team that you can still get at them. There were draws, couple of draws. Everton draw, Aston Villa draw. Um, I think there was also a draw against I think Fulham with the red card. Like they had some draws. It's not like they've just been on some winning streak. They have won a couple of games, but they've drawn enough where if you had a a actual contender, you could actually like you could make it tough for them. I'm not saying that you beat them, but you make it tough for them. But the lack of competition in this Premier League comes down to one thing. And I've talked about lack of ambition, lack of preparation. And honestly speaking, this reminds me of a Bible verse a Bible chapter that a parable in the Bible about. And if you have time, for those of you who are Christians and believers, go and check it out. Matthew chapter 25, verses 1 to 13. This is the story of the 10 virgins who were waiting for the bridegroom. So five were wise, five were foolish, five got oil, they were prepared. They carried oil even when they were going go to see the bridegroom. They carried oil. They carried oil with their lamp. They carried extra oil with their lamp. Five said, "YOLO, don't worry. What we got is going to take us through whatever we are going to see." When it was midnight and the bridegroom was coming, the people that the people that had no oil, the oil in their lamp, the light started to dim down. And then the people that had extra oil said, "I'll just top up." Then the five that were foolish started asking the one that is the five virgins that were wise, say, "Look, give me small oil." And this is one response that my father always says to me, and I will say it in my native language, which is Yoruba, and also in English. He says, "Come out by Shalai to Femi Atiwo to àwọn tó ń tà á lọ." That means so that it will not be so that the oil will not be enough for me and you. Go and meet the people that are selling it. And that is the problem. That is where the problem is. Even when the the teams, the Arsenals, the Chelseas, who else, the Man Cities, when they were supposed to be proactive and prepare for a season that you are going into, you didn't prepare your team well. It's lack of preparation. Lack of preparation leads to lack of being able to compete. The Premier League is no joke. They don't just hand the Premier League to you. They don't just call you contenders because you are in second place. You have to actually be prepared enough for a whole season. When you know that you have a long run of games, you have to be prepared. Man City were not prepared, and they are facing the brunt of it. Chelsea absolutely not prepared. You just bought a bunch of people that were you didn't. There was no there was no there was no thinking about where they were gonna fit. Just bought people that were not relevant or not useful. Man United, same thing. Lack of preparation. That is why they are where they are right now. I can't even call them title contenders. They should be survivors, surviving relegation fights. But if you look at the team around Liverpool, The teams that are around Liverpool failed to prepare. They failed to be proactive. They failed to, even when they had the chance to say, okay, let me go and buy more. They didn't buy the right people. They didn't buy the right players. Some players, even Man City tried to buy, but the people that they brought in, they're not the same as the people that they've been used to. So, with this very few point of mine, I hope that I've been able to convince you, but not to confuse you, that the reason why Liverpool are running away with the title in February is because of the rest of the team's lack of preparation, lack and not being proactive enough to prepare for a tough season ahead. I hope you've enjoyed this match reaction. I know it's a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think about your teams. If I've talked about your teams as part of the games that happened this weekend, let me know if you agree or you disagree with any of the comments that I have. Let me know what your responses are to some of the questions that I've talked about. And always, again, as always, I always enjoy having these sessions and these conversations. Please join me in the comment section. Let's talk. Let's have conversation. Let me know if you're an Arsenal fan. What do you think went wrong? Did I touch on any of the points? If you're a Chelsea fan, sadly, let me know. Where are you? Where are you mentally? As a Chelsea fan, let me know where you are. As a Man U fan, you real. Peace be unto you. Peace be unto you, Man U fans. That's all I can say. It is where. Don't worry. You will see the top half of the table one time, one day or the other. Maybe not this season. But my fans, let me know how you're feeling. It's been real with you. Have a great week ahead. Peace out, guys.